But Mike, what if I do all this work and my teen just refuses to change? Man, I hear this question almost every day from parents. Look, I get it. You're looking at a teenager who seems completely resistant, and you're wondering if any of this even matters if they won't participate in the transformation you're trying to have in your family. And here's what you need to understand. Your teen's brain is wired to resist your direct attempts to change them. And that's not defiance, that's just development. Because between the ages of 12 and 25, that prefrontal cortex is still forming. And that's a part of the brain that's responsible for the impulse control, the long-term thinking, the regulating of emotions. Meanwhile, that amygdala, the emotional center, that thing is in overdrive. This is why you experience your teens as emotionally unstable or unreasonable sometimes. So what does that mean practically for you as a parent? Well, your teen feels everything intensely in it, and they think about consequences later. And when you try to change them directly, their brain perceives it as a threat to their emerging independence. And so resistance is not a character flaw, it's just a neurological response. But look, here's what most parents miss. Your teen doesn't need to participate in your growth for your growth to change them. Think about it like this. If you're standing in a room and I move the walls, you move, whether you choose to or not. So when you change how you show up as a parent, you change the entire environment your teen is developing in. So let me give you a real example. I worked with a mom whose 15-year-old daughter would not talk to her, shut down completely. She was convinced that coaching wouldn't work because my daughter won't even engage. But here's what changed. Nothing about the daughter, everything about the mom. Instead of asking questions that required her daughter to open up, like, hey, how was school, or what's wrong, or why are you upset? She started making observations without expectation. Hey, you seem really tired today. That looks frustrating. I understand why you'd be irritated based on what happened at school today. Look, I'm here to talk if you want. It's no pressure. And she stopped trying to fix, solve, or change her daughter or her daughter's situation. She started being present, but without an agenda. So within just a few weeks, her daughter started talking again. And not because we convinced the daughter to change, but because the mom changed the relational environment. When you stop pursuing your teen's cooperation, you start demonstrating consistency and clarity and calm authority, their nervous system starts to regulate differently around you. They don't have to agree with you, they just have to experience you differently. So here's the part that nobody wants to hear. You can't control whether your teen changes. You can only control whether you do. And that's actually really good news, because if your teen's change was required for your family to get better, you'd be stuck waiting for a teenager to have the emotional maturity that they just don't have yet. But when you change, when you get clear on your values, you set boundaries without anger, you stop taking their behavior personally, and you lead with authority instead of desperation or being aggressive, you create the conditions where change becomes possible. Not guaranteed, but possible. Some teens respond immediately. Some take months. Some don't shift until later after high school. And you call crying because they finally get it. But here's what I know after working with hundreds of families. Every parent who commits to their own growth reports a better relationship with their teen, regardless of how fast the teen changes. So the question isn't, will my teen participate? The question is, am I willing to become the parent my teen needs, even if they don't appreciate it right now? Because the truth is, you're not doing this work to get your teen's approval. You're doing it to build a relationship that can hold the weight of adolescence and last into adulthood. Your teen doesn't need to sign up for that, but you do. And when you do, everything shifts. So if you're ready to stop waiting for your teen to change and start becoming the parent who changes everything, let's talk. Look, book a free parent-teen relationship assessment call. We're going to assess where you are, where you want to be, and build a plan to get you there. Now, the link's in the description. Your teen doesn't have to participate in your transformation for your transformation to reach them. So let's get started.